everyone, Dino here, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the teaser trailer we've been dropped a week ago for Prey. I'm super excited. I absolutely loved it. I'm actually pretty excited for how this movie is shaping up to be. It's the synopsis kind of was a little bit weird, but after watching this, I'm actually kind of hyped to see what's going to happen. There's been a lot of talks on Facebook groups, and I've been seeing what people have said, and I've noticed a couple things on the trailer myself that I wanted to talk about and go through, see what you guys thought. So without further ado, let's just head in and watch it. But before we do, if you haven't watched this teaser trailer, I urge you to go see it. There will be a link in the description, and without further ado, let's get into it. Right off the get-go, I absolutely love the atmosphere. The atmosphere is so nice. And then here, this is actually where I'm going to bring up my first point, 0.5. Here, she's running with a bag right here. You can see it right here. She's running with a bag out of the forest, and I assume she's already been in a fight because she's bleeding in her mouth. And this is right before she ends up being in the field. So this gives us an idea of what could happen. As in, the Predator, a lot of people seem to think that, sticks and stones versus Predator is not going to go very well. And a lot of people want to bring that up and say like, oh, this is ridiculous. But maybe the Predator isn't actually here for her. And two things could happen. One thing, this could be the Predator's prize, which I'm going to get into in a little bit. But this could also just be her running away with some of the Predator's gear. So that's an idea that we can kind of look around, and that would also explain why she's being chased. But that's it for that. So we're going to keep playing it. So she runs out, and then she runs in with this guy right here. This is a Comanche warrior. Kind of obvious. The only thing is when watching it, I'm not exactly sure if this is her brother or if this is just a random quote-unquote goon that might just die. So that's something to think about. I don't actually know if it's him. It could be, but it seems like he already knows about the Predator, since in a second he's going to be aiming at him in the general direction. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe of course there's no context and it's really just a teaser, but maybe he knows about the Predator, and that could mean that she's not going to be alone fighting him. Anyways. Next up, we have that scene, which is absolutely kicking. But, oh my god, this scene really, kicked me back into the Predator groove. One thing to keep in mind, which is kind of interesting, you can actually see where the Predator is. He's right in this corner. Right here. You can see him. Which is interesting, because a lot of people keep thinking that this could be a Youngblood Predator. And, of course, if the AVP is canon, but I don't actually think Youngbloods have their plasma caster till they've, become blooded. Don't quote me on it if you guys actually think it's the opposite or I'm wrong. Correct me down in the comments below, but I don't think this is going to be a Youngblood because he has a plasma caster, which is something to keep in mind. Holy smokes. Okay, so now we don't actually know if this is the Predator. It could be a body, as far as we know, because in the next shot, he is invisible, but we do see something. That could be the Predator, and if it is, he's a very orangey tone. Or that's what it kind of looks like to me. But it could be also a body. Who knows? This doesn't seem like the exact same. This isn't like on the same time as the last scene because they're in a different scenario. But she does have the blood on her face. So this could be before or after. Again, we don't know. But here we can actually kind of see the Predator being invisible with the distortion. So that's very interesting. We can see the Predator. Anyways, let's see the few seconds that are left. And then it ends with that wrist blade. Woo! Okay. So, anyways, we're going to keep playing this in the background. Just so, I can get my thoughts going. So, one of the things about this trailer is that we don't get much information other than some hints, which is very interesting because it does give us a few clues on what could happen. For example, her stealing some of the Predator stuff, which is something interesting. And a boy right now that we can see is, he does show up, so that's interesting. We don't know what exactly he's going to be doing. He might just instantly die, who knows. But something that I want to bring up for story-wise, because that's mostly all I can really break down from the trailer, because there isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. But something that I want to bring up about the pre-production that we found out was that there is a bear fight scene that should happen in the movie. And we saw the costume, which is right here. Let me pull it up. I have it. This right here. So we saw this with the Predator in the background. So it gave us the idea that, you know, hey, there's going to be a bear fight scene, which is in one of the comics, I believe. But the one thing that I want to bring up is that, to me, this doesn't actually look like a bear costume. This actually looks more like a Bigfoot costume to me. And I think that would be really cool because in this shot too, or this picture, if I can bring it up, he has red contacts, which, as far as I know, bears don't have glowing red eyes. And that would make a lot more sense because the Predator isn't necessarily here to hunt humans, but it could be here to hunt other game, and then Naru is just going to randomly fall upon it and then be basically at the wrong place at the wrong time, you know? So that could be interesting. It would be kind of weird because now we're just mixing folklore and, like, you know, Predator. We haven't seen very, like, mythology type fantasy creatures like Bigfoot itself, so it could be interesting if that's it. So that's kind of something I want to know. But, I mean, again, this could also just not be for the Predator movie, so who knows? It could be something else. Let me know what you guys think about this one. This is actually one of the hypotheses that I kind of like, you know? It's kind of interesting. Kind of leaning towards seeing where there goes. But another thing is, a lot of people seem to think that this is kind of ridiculous because the producers have basically advertised it as the first time the Predator has come to Earth, which is kind of ridiculous for some people. Me a little bit, because the comic book there's a whole scene on the first time that the Predator has been on Earth, and it's basically a little bit earlier than what this movie is set to be. I think this might be something close to 1717, or 1777. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on it. It's around the same time period, the same century. But some people, I do want to bring up that this is the day. This is the year that the pistol has been made or built. This is all something that I've seen on Facebook, and it actually kind of made a lot of sense to me, and I wanted to share it. This is the year that the pistol was made. This isn't necessarily the year that it was given. So, the Predator that we're going to see in this movie could very well be the one and only Greyback Predator. And that would be super freaking cool if it was. And it would be like a very big plot twist because everyone's been expecting this movie to kind of flop a little bit. I mean, I still got some hope for it, and I just want to see what's going to happen. We haven't even seen the trailer, technically. But that could be a hypothesis. It could be a thing. This could be Greyback's backstory. Who knows? So I just wanted to bring that up, see what you guys thought about it. But other than that, that's pretty much it for what I have to say about, well, I mean, the teaser trailer. There isn't much more information we have. I want to know what you guys think. That's kind of some ideas I've been, you know, just brewing a little bit in my mind. That's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.